And now, Giant Sports Talk Live. Here are your hosts, Eric and Glenn.
All right, guys, the road trip, it's underway. It is quite the way to start. I believe it's a 10-game road trip. I know we're off to Philadelphia next for 4, but we start with 2 wins out of 3 possible matchups with the New York Yankees. It's unbelievable. My name is Glenn. Eric is going to join us. He is on assignment for the next few minutes. He's going to pop in just shortly. That's all I know. Eric says, I'm running late. I'm going to be there shortly. I'm on assignment. So you guys know that that's the name of the game. So I thought no better way, guys, as you settle in, grab an armchair, curl up on the couch, settle in for Giant Sports Talk Live. Post-game edition after a 5-4 win at Yankee Stadium. We head over to New York. I've got our old buddy, Tommy D, coming in. Hi, Tom.
Hey, everybody. How you doing? Congratulations on the big win in the series, 2 out of 3. That's big for you guys.
We both can't be right. It says Tommy D, New York baseball's on fire. Glenn, Giants baseball is on fire.
Yeah, you're right. We'll have to update that. So
we'll negotiate that.
Yeah,
all right. So New York Yankees, boy, oh boy. I was worried. I know some guys were. Eric and I were talking off air. We really didn't know what to expect. The Giants were off to such a torrid pace to the season. Great homestand. Started on the road where we did well. We go to the House of Pain, as I like to call it, and take 2 of 3. Today, Jung Hoo Lee, a couple of home runs. You weren't at the ballpark today. You usually cover the New York Yankees and the Mets, but what's going on with the Giants? What's going on with the Yankees? What did you partake of this weekend, and how did you see this one unfolding, Tom?
I think this weekend was a good gauge of kind of where we're at. And when we last spoke, unfortunately, we lost Juan Soto. It was a tough winter. That was the bad news. The good news is at least he didn't go to the Dodgers, which would have been horrors for everybody, Ooh. So I'm happy for you guys for the torrid start. Congratulations, because you are the first pillar in the anti-Dodger alliance. Okay.
Well, there you go. I like it. Guys, you like that? I like that.
Yeah, you could feel free to quote me on it. You're the first pillar. You're that first thing. You and the Padres and everybody else in the NL West have to stand up and hold the Dodgers back. They got boatloads of money. They got boatloads of players. I saw recently that you guys got this private equity infusion, which won't so much help with the salaries, but will help with the ballpark. So that's good because that allows money to be diverted to the payroll. So congrats on the win today. The Yankees, we did have a good start, 3-0, sweeping the Brewers at the beginning of the year. Garrett Cole, unfortunately, Tommy John surgery, he's out. I wish this was diagnosed sooner. It's just like, how is this not diagnosed, let's say, sometime over the winter, not like right before opening day? Just terrible. But my hope is, hopefully we're good enough to win the division. If not, get into the playoffs, and anything can happen. So that's my hope for the Yankees. Yes.
Well, I'll tell you, you guys are used to sitting atop your perch, your high horse, if you will. You guys have a good ball club over there. The Giants, off to a great start, Tom. But I'm telling you, you've got the Padres.
Right.
Who, as of this morning, were in first place. You've got the LA Dodgers. You've got Arizona who's going to lurk around. I would dare say the National League Western Division is one of the toughest you're going to see in all sports.
I think so. I was just about to say that because, the Padres are solid. Dodgers are unfortunately defending champs. Giants are good. The Diamondbacks could be that X factor there. You just never know what's going to happen with them. And we'll just take it from there. But it's up to all you guys in the division to hold the Dodgers back, and then just if you guys can force them into a wild card type situation or not to have home field advantage, that's going to be big. One of the things I was thinking about over the winter is the aspect of, well, many things over the winter, but I think this start by you guys right now and the Dodgers and the Giants and the Padres reminds me a lot of a few years ago when both you guys won like 117, 118 games, something ridiculous like that. Both teams were separated by one game, and it was unfortunate the other team was the wild card. I mean, just playing such great baseball. This could be that type of year, you know. I don't see anybody running away with this division. Really don't.
We're off to a great start, no doubt about it, surpassing my expectations. I did not think the Giants would get off to a start like this. I have them pegged for 79 wins. I think, they say the cream always rises to the top. I think things are going to settle a bit when we get into tougher games, into summer, the dog days, if you will. I'm not so excited about our 42-year-old pitcher. Verlander. Everybody was poo-pooing on me because I wanted them to sign this Tomohiko Sagano. He was 35 years old, Tom. He went to the San Diego Padres, and everybody was, screaming at me. You can't be signing a 35-year-old pitcher. And what do? We go out and sign a 42-year-old pitcher, but they seem to be okay with that.
I've fallen, and I can't get up.
Yeah, we'll see how long he lasts.
And I can't get up.
Okay.
I've fallen, and I can't get up.
He really can't get up. Jeez. All right, so then you've got Hicks. Hicks is always what we call our 5-inning guy. And yesterday they left him in. Nobody in the bullpen. We talked about it on the show last night. I was kind of ticked off about that. But one of the bright spots, Tom, for our San Francisco Giants, don't know if you've been following, seen the start he's on, but Jung Hoo Lee. I was one of the few guys. Now, guys, admit it. If you're in the chat, admit it. Oh, we overpaid for that guy. Oh, my God. He can only, KBO pitching's not what it is in the majors. Eric, 2 more dingers today, and he's batting he's batting about 340. Come on. Jung Hoo Lee is the real deal.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I'm looking at his average at 352. And by the way, thanks for Spencer Stewart. Yes, it was 107 wins. That's correct. I was just in 2021. God, that just time flies. But great to see more Kenta in there and everybody. So it's all good. So,
well, you got such a short porch there. Guys can take advantage, man. I saw one hit. It really showed. There was a little flipper down the right field line there, and I think it was the 9th inning, and they're like, "Oh my God!" And I'm like, "Geez, that's a lazy fly ball anywhere else. Those dimensions are crazy at Yankee Stadium."
Exactly. Yeah, they don't call it the short porch, for nothing. So, guys, I'll give you a true story. Actually, speaking of the Giants, I was going up to a game on a Saturday, and this was in middle of Bond's crazy run, and he happened to be at the stadium, but unfortunately, due to subway construction delays on the weekend, I missed Bonds' home run to the upper deck, and this was maybe, I think it was 2003, so a little over 20 years ago. Just crazy, but that's just quickly how time flies, man.
Hey, we suffered a lot here, we Jung Hoo Lee fans. Cole says, I bet some people are still going to be like, hey, I'd rather see the young guys. Jung Hoo Lee is taking away time from Matos and McRae. And, come on, man. Dean Cottle says, right? Whatever universe, Jung Hoo Lee is not a young guy. He plays like a young guy. He looks like a young guy. He's got the spirit and the speed and boy, I'll tell you what, if all of our players could play with the enthusiasm of a Jung Hoo Lee, I'd be very impressed. Go ahead, Tom. Go ahead.
No, his OPS is off the charts. God, it's just really impressive.
Yeah, he's new to our organization because he got hurt last year early on. We never got a chance to see what he could really bring to the table. It was a short sample size last year,
right?
So we want to. That is the big thing. I don't know if you caught or you were at the ballpark Friday night. I mean, they were playing it. It was like. What would they call that? The slop. If you were at the racetrack, that was a nasty. I know Jung Hoo Lee said they'd never have played. never played overseas in a game like that. So it was something new to him. They played a lot of dome stadiums too. I was my only fear about playing at this time of year is after losing Jung Hoo early last year, Tom, and you could probably give us examples in the Yankee stable as well, keeping with the horse racing. But when you play in this kind of weather, I mean, with the wind chill, it was about the freezing mark. It was 41 degrees on Friday night. Minus, it's going to get dipped down a little colder later on in the night. You get the winds. It was rainy. My fear is you play in this time of year, you gotta just pace yourself, go slow. Don't. I'm not against a guy. Oh, he didn't run out the play. That's okay. You can easily pull a hammy, get hurt.
Exactly.
This kind of weather is for the birds, man.
Well, absolutely. I was just about to back you up. The 31st of March, 2011. I'm at the stadium. It's flurries. It is just, And yet again, we're freezing. My friend Keelan and I were at the stadium opening day. Teixeira hits like 2 home runs. And this is the guy who rarely hit before like June. But on March 31st, he hits 2 home runs. And normally would take him up to June to just warm up. But yeah, it's one of those. Yes, Spencer Stewart. I remember John Miller, who I loved. Quote, this one is headed to New Jersey. Yep, that was
regarding Barry Bonds home runs. Oh, God.
Yeah, that's 2003. I literally missed that by like 2 minutes. God darn subway delays. But, man. So, hey, what can you do? But,
5-4, the final score. The Giants beat the New York Yankees in the House of Pain today. Take 2 out of 3. Logan Webb wasn't as sharp as we are used to seeing Logan Webb. But when you look at the tail of the tape, Logan Webb usually doesn't get any run support, so it all worked out today. He went 5, gave up 5 hits, 3 runs, walked 4, only had 5 Ks. Birdsong looks good, guys, out of the pen. Rogers a little hiccup, and Walker was in for the save. The story of the game was Jung Hoo Lee. I mean, he was 2 for 3, a walk, 4 RBIs, scored 2 runs. I mean, that's for some of our Giant players, that could be a 3-4, that could be a road trip line. And here he did that in one day, had the home run on Friday. Haven't seen many home runs lately from your old buddy. All rise, the Judge.
No, that's.
Is he a streaky player? I mean, I see the box score. He does judge things, but is he a streaky player? Because I've seen stretches where I don't see much out of him, and then boom, he hits 3 or 4 in a week.
Well, look at the beginning of the season in that opening series against the Brewers. That's Saturday, March 29th. Yankees had like 9 home runs, record-setting 9 home runs in that game, okay? Ridiculous. And Judge had, I think, 2 or 3 of them. So he's a streaky guy, but I think he's also learned more discipline, saying, hey, look, if they're not going to pitch to me, I'm not going to swing at it, So I think that's good as he's got, because, dude, his OPS is over 1,200. I mean, that's higher than Lee's. He's almost 100 points higher on his OPS. So I'll take that. Get him on base. I like Bellinger. Unfortunately, we didn't get Soto, but, Cody Bellinger, actually, I know Bellinger, let me just give you this story. His grandfather used to be the treasurer at the school I grew up in. Mm-hmm. And then his father, Clay Bellinger, played for the Yankees, has 2 rings, 99 and 2000. And, Cody's just had a good career, had an actually great career. I don't know if he's going to Cooperstown. I'd have to double check his stats, but he's had success. He's a winner, so I'm happy for him. So,
all righty. How's the pitching? I know the guys tune in for Giant Sports Talk Live and Northern Lights Entertainment Production, but we don't get you on that often. We always send out the welfare checks, make sure you're okay. We don't hear from you you're like Judge. You disappear for, we don't know where you're at. You were just on a vacation. You were over in Portugal. You're following the tennis circuits, man. Tommy D is everywhere. But I figured when we got you on, let's poke into the Yankee universe a bit. This is a year when I look at, is your pitching staff as kind of touchy as it looks on paper, Tom?
Yeah, no, it is. It is. And the thing is with with Garrett Cole out, and that's just huge. I just don't. Pitching's everything, man. It really is. When you get to the bottom line, I mean, you could hit the target against the ball, but if you don't have pitching, especially in playoffs, you're not going to do anything. You might get to the divisional round, maybe even to the championship series, but you're not going to win the pennant. You're not going to win the World Series unless you're really, really lucky. So, yeah, no, I'm concerned about Yankees pitching as you are. It's kind of cool all these years later seeing Leiter's son, in the big leagues, so.
Well, you mentioned Bellinger. I mean, it's a new generation of ball players, isn't it?
Yeah, he is. It is.
Or that just means you and I are getting up there.
Yep, you ain't kidding, man. You ain't kidding. So,
I know you're pitching. I don't follow the Yankees as much, obviously, as you do. But just on paper, the pitching staff, I'm like, geez, who are these guys? You've had guys hurt. What is going on? You mentioned the injury. What about Tommy John and
you're not
today?
wrong.
You see the Chicago White Sox lost like foul pitching staff. The Chicago White Sox lost like 5 guys to Tommy John. When I was a kid, Tom, I knew who Tommy John was, but it wasn't a surgery. Speaking of the Yankees. But now it's so common. I mean, it's like the common cold in Major League Baseball, Tom.
Okay, let me explain to you. Actually, I had the honor of meeting Tommy John in 2009. So here's what I think the biggest problem is. Okay, when we grew up, and the guy in our generation and older, you played different sports. Now, with the focus on travel baseball all year long, these guys are using the same muscle group, right arm, left arm, whatever, and they're getting worn out. And so by the time they're 18, 19, they could use it then. Actually, one of my friends both his sons pitch in college now, and just kind of, in a dark humor way, joked about having the Tommy John surgery done earlier rather than later, just to strengthen it. So it's a big concern because LeBron James, he's 40 years old now. But when he was younger, he played football, basketball, and then, did track. So he had different muscle groups working. But with these young kids, they're only focused on baseball. And that works certain muscles. You expose yourself more to Tommy John, hamstring issues, stuff like that. I would advise, especially when the kid's younger, I would say even going all the way to 15, the age of 14 or 15, have them play different sports, have them work the different muscle groups, because baseball year round, you're just, number one, you're burning the kids out. You're taking all the fun out of it. Number two, it's travel baseball is very expensive. You're traveling around. I live in between two of the biggest, under 12 ballparks in the country. Cooperstown Dreams Park, just south of Cooperstown, and then Cooperstown All-Star Village in Oneonta. Now, the one in Oneonta, that Cal Ripken Jr. is in that equity group, and the hedge fund bought that little baseball park out for Marty Patton, who owns it. He bought that out for about $116 million for an 80% stake in Cooperstown All-Star Village. And so what they do during the summer, which is a short summer from like Memorial Day to just before Labor Day, they'll have tournaments. Every 6 days, you get 2 tournaments. You get 104 teams coming in. Mm-hmm. They play, they do well. And then the best of the best will come back for All-Star Weekend on Labor Day weekend. And then they wear not the regular team jerseys, they'll wear the Cal Ripken jerseys for the All-Stars. And that's really cool. Now, out of Cooperstown Dreams Park, you've had guys like Harper, you've had Mike Trout, you've had other guys come in and had major success in the big leagues, because it's been around now almost 30 years. So you've had a whole generation come up. And when parents see that, say, hey, listen, my kid can be the next Mike Trout or Bryce Harper or whoever, I always say time out. Make sure your kid is developing not getting injured. And one way to do that is to bring them along, do the different sports, make sure they're getting their proper rest because, they're under 12, they're pitching like it's the majors, it's like, come on, hold out, wait a minute. And some of these leagues are starting to smarten up now and say, hey, listen, we're going to put these kids on pitch counts.
Right.
So that's good. That's good. And that's why you're seeing it. So I've directly seen it with my own eyes. So
we live in an era now where it's not prevalent by any stretch of the imagination, but you got guys like in our camp, you got Bryce Eldridge down in AAA who could pitch and he can play play both sides of the ball. But and I don't miss, maybe that's hard on the body. And you saw Shohei had to undergo the Tommy John pitching, playing. But you know what I do miss? Wasn't exciting back when I was younger, a different generation perhaps. But when I was in high school and college, you had guys like Bo Jackson.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Deion Sanders.
I was just going to say, you had Deion, who suited up for Atlanta, Cincinnati, but he played football. Those were athletes, Tom.
Absolutely.
They were good for sports, but they were athletes. Hits on what you were talking about.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
5-4 game. San Francisco beats the Yankees. Are we for real, Tom?
I think you guys are. I'm looking at the standings right now. You guys are in second place, 11-4, half game ahead of the Dodgers, 1 game back of the Padres. I think you guys are real,
But winning on the road is a key factor too.
This is a key road trip, especially early in the season. You're coming out you've got time zone to deal with. The body clock not adjusting. I mean, listen, a 1:00 start is like 10 a.m. in San Francisco, so that's a big deal.
10:35 start. I mean, what the heck? It's a great way to start the season. And like I say, you're winning. We started on the road trip where we played well and we brought it home. Had a couple of hiccups there, but we were okay. We're doing great. And then we were worried. We go to Yankee Stadium. Now we're off to Philadelphia for 4. Boy, we took care of business. 2-3 in New York. Beat the Yankees. Anytime you beat the Yankees or the Dodgers, I say it's a great day for baseball, Tom. No offense. But now we go to Philadelphia, so we got to keep this train rolling, buddy.
Yeah, well, listen, the Phillies are a solid team. They're 9-6. They're half game behind the Mets. I think they'll do some damage, but I'm looking at that NL West, man. You just loaded, man. Everybody's in it except the Rockies, who are 3-11, so.
The Rockies are the Rockies, every year. You can always count on the Rockies to hold down that anchor.
Well, remember 2007, they made it to the World Series. Remember they went on that ridiculous run. They won like 22 out of 24 to close the season, made it into the playoffs, made it to the World Series, and then they were off for like 8 days. So some of the guys were seen partying in Vegas because they had off days, but and I see Spencer talking about, they were juicing the balls. I mean, well, listen, out in Colorado, you don't need to juice much out there, man. With that elevation, it's gone. You get
let me ask you something else, Tom. Let me. I know you're running short on time. You have previously scheduled a game engagement, so you popped on the show. You talk about juicing the balls. All right, fine, fair enough. First time I heard of the torpedo bat was the Yankees. They got to their old pal Nestor Cortez and the Milwaukee Brewers. That was a fiasco 2 Sundays ago. What's the word on those things out there in the East Coast, buddy?
Listen, it's different things, and anytime you have a disruption like that, people are always going to raise questions, and that's it. It is what it is. I mean, some people would call it hating, some people call it questioning. It's out there, So let's just see what I want to. We're only like 15 games in. Let's get more of the sample size, 80, 100 games, and then we could revisit the topic.
There are guys who come into our chat, and Eric and I have talked about it. I've talked to people off air about it in our chats and texts and emails. The players think that the players that are using them, and it's some star players: L.A. De La Cruz, Aaron Judge, a few others. Bellinger, I believe, is using one. and they've been successful with them. Some people
Yeah.
say, yeah, but it gives them an advantage. Well, then why are you checking it? Well, the pitcher's got to be checked, his glove,
Right. Yeah.
checked under the brim. I'm like, why?
Yeah.
Listen, is it cheating if they're following the bats are meeting the requirements? Is this something that's gone under the radar and they finally went, hey, this isn't cheat. This is legit, man.
Yeah. Yeah. And you just need to make a few adjustments. I mean, you look at where when you hit a ball, if you hit it at one part of the bat, boom, it's good. It's gone, and then you adjust that a little bit. Now you come in with a torpedo bat and you hit it out. That makes a little difference. That little quarter inch is the difference between a fly out and this one's going to New Jersey.
Yep. The Padres are winning again today, guys, by a score of 4-0. That one's early, mid-fourth. And coming up tonight, Chicago Cubs, who put a trouncing on the Dodgers yesterday at Chavez Latrine. The final was like 16-0 or something. Today, the Dodgers and the Cubs are going at it again. That'll be the Sunday night baseball game. We'll see how Chris Ray and Tyler Glass. Chris Ray. Is it my age, Tom? Eric and I do the scoreboard updates. We take a look around Major League Baseball. We talk baseball on the show, primarily Giants. So we somewhat know what we're talking about. When we look around, but some guys playing, their kids, like you said, Mark Leiter's son's playing, or Al Leiter, one of them, Leiters, Al Leiter. See, there you go. Al Leiter's son, different era. We got kids playing now, so half of them I've never heard of, Tom.
I know. That's where kind of feel old a little bit, I mean,
speaking of young guys,
their dad's plays.
Where did Ben Rice come from?
Good question, man. I'm not sure.
Unbelievable ball player.
So definitely.
The Yankees always find a way, just every year. I look, this Ben Rice kid's ripping it up, and of course he's a Yankee. Jesus, they get him young, buddy.
Well, I mean, yeah. Yeah, I mean, these guys. Listen, if you're hungry enough, and if you get a few breaks, guys are making it to the show, man. It's really inspiring. Yeah. It really is.
Before I let you go, I actually got you overtime. You gotta head out. We were carrying on in a good way. We're making fun of you, but we were like, holy smoke! After the last show, we're like, Eric's like, blew my mind. You know your tennis, man.
Thank you very much.
You know your tennis. Are you a golf guy? You following the Masters at all?
A little bit. I do like golf. I'm more of a tennis guy than golf, but I'm checking the scores here and there for with the Masters a little bit. So. And
you were just over in Portugal doing a little tour, but it wasn't sports related.
Yes, correct.
Yeah, so you get to tour, you get to travel, you get some time off, which was really good to see. Am I going to see you? Are we going to go live in Mexico this year? Are we going scouting the Mexican?
I hope so. Fingers crossed, my friend. And I'll get into that more with you off air. There's a lot of machinations and stuff, but I'll keep you posted.
Yeah. That's where you and I were doing our little scouting, and we found a couple of players down there. So
yeah, absolutely.
We found Nacion down there. Nobody's thanked us yet. Tommy D in New York after
still waiting for the check, my friend.
5-4 Giants. Nah. Oh, by the way, before I let you go, one more quick short snap.
Yeah.
Taco. You Yankee fans must love it. Is it the Wiz? Which I can't think which outlet it is. Who came up with the sponsorship on the strikeouts, dude? I'm like, that's so freaking annoying.
Oh, yeah, that's.
Is it annoying for Yankee
Richards,
fans?
yeah.
It's sure annoying for me.
Yeah. So
who is that sponsor?
It's
not the Wiz.
I think it's Richards. No. The Wiz is long gone.
JP Richards'
As is Crazy
son?
Eddie. Yeah. Yep. So actually, I used to shop there. Yeah. So.
Gosh. Oh my gosh. With everything old comes something new. So I think they should move
Exactly.
on. Giants baseball. There's nothing like it. A big win over New York. Tommy's in New York City today, and he joins us. Thanks, buddy, for your time.
Thanks. Give my best to Bernice and Eric and the whole crew. Thanks to all the guys in the chat.
I'll text you later.
Sounds good, brother. Take care, man.
There's our old pal in New York City, Tommy D, dropping by. He knows the #1 sports show when it comes to the Giants, and he pops in once in a while. Tommy D in New York. Way to go, buddy. Thank you for coming in. The internet worked today. You got a new computer. That was running good. Peace out to Tom. That's right. Tribe is in. We got the usual cast of characters in here on a late Sunday afternoon, a special edition of the Postgame Live. We've got the hot corner coming up tonight. I hope Eric shows up for that. Eric was running late. I don't know if he's still on assignment, we like to say. But he's certainly taken care of me in the last few weeks. I had to travel on Friday, and Eric holds down the fort best he can. All right, got texts coming in. Things are busy. The out-of-town scoreboard, to give it to you once again. The Blue Jays beat Baltimore 7-6. It was Cleveland dropping a 4-2 score to Cleveland. Guys, the Braves lost again. Tampa Bay 8, Atlanta 3. Wow. Those Braves are struggling. Miami wins again, 11-4 over Washington. What else we got of importance? Minnesota 5-1 over Detroit. St. Louis, they blanked Philadelphia. So will the Phillies be hungry coming up this week? Phillies took one on the chin today, 7-0. And San Francisco Giants behind Logan Webb, 5-4 win over the New York Yankees. Take 2-3 at Yankee Stadium. And I should say, they ride the powerful bat. I never thought I'd say that. The powerful bat of Jung Hoo Lee cracked 2 home runs in Yankee Stadium today. We did not overpay for the man you pay to see. He's the guy. This guy's gonna own this town. Eric talked about a guy who could own the town, like of course, all off season. Talked about, sign that big player. Get that. We should have given Jung Hoo Lee his own helicopter, flown him around town. He's going to be a fan favorite. I'm seeing the jerseys around. I've got my jersey. I was wearing it yesterday. It's in the wash today. I'm just going with the old San Francisco shirt, but I got my new hat. I'm feeling good. How about you guys in the chat? You feeling good? Great start. Were you worried about what you saw from Logan Webb today? Got off to such a start. You kind of buckled down 4th, 5th innings, but slow start. Giving up some walks, too. I never like to see that on a road trip from him. But one of the keys was we got the run support for him, and that is something we don't always see on a regular basis. We welcome in Mark. Always a good day when the Yankees lose. Nice win by the San Francisco Giants. Mark is one of our fellow Giant fans, and he is a big collector. So one of my new pals, my old buddy Mark over in the East Coast. His son is... Well, I think, Mark, did you come in and say, I believe he might have said, my son is the biggest Wilmer Flores fan. I got you beat, buddy. No offense, but I got you beat. How about that Wilmer Flores? Another home run yesterday. He's killing it. He's raking. I still say possibility of a 30 home run season if he gets his at-bats. Be sure nice to see, wouldn't it? Dean is in, my old pal. Couldn't ask for a much better start to the road trip. Would like to see more hitting outside of Jung Hoo Lee and Wilmer, but overall can't argue with the results. Overall, you just can't, can you? If I know you've been here, but any of you who weren't, the last few nights have been all over Eric saying, we can't continue to leave ourselves shorthanded, if you will. What I mean by that is you play on the road, you go into a place like Yankee Stadium, you got to face, your pitcher's got to face 9 solid bats for the most part. I mean, when we got Adames batting 186, Chapman 176, Patrick Bailey 189. Am I missing anybody? Oh, and of course, Koss 100. Small sample size, I'll give him that. And Lamont Wade, who I predicted last night would take a seat, and he did to Schmidt today. Schmidt's a decent hitter. He's steady. I think he had a double today. Scored a run. When he's in there, good things happen. But what is going on with Lamont Wade Jr., guys? I didn't want him over at first base. I thought that was one of the things the Giants could have addressed in the offseason, and they didn't, was the first base. I mean, you look around Major League Baseball, am I wrong? Dean, am I wrong? If you look around Major League Baseball, all the rosters, do we got these, 100 hitters at first base? Do they got platoon situations? Do you see Wilmer one day and Lamont the next? No, you got a solid and usually a home run type hitting first baseman who plays 140, 150 games. Geez, we got a guy who's batting below 100, can't get on base, and that was what everybody said was his strength. I question that. The proof is in the pudding. He's not getting on base. He's not hitting. He's not doing nothing. So I don't know, guys. I'm worried about first base. I'd like to see Schmidt. I was a little worried about his glove at first, but you know what? To get the bat in there, I think that's the most important thing. People say win with defense, but if you don't score any runs, you don't get on base. You can have all the defense you want. You got to get runs. You got to get some run support for your pitchers. So I'd like to see Schmidt play a little bit. Maybe on this road trip, get him in for a game or two. They're playing 4 in Philadelphia, so I think there's a chance you could get him in for at least 2 games. What do you think? Let me know before I wrap it up. Because tonight we've got the hot corner. And speaking of hot, he's coming in hot. Now, he missed out on Tommy D. Eric is in the house. How you doing, pal?
Good, man. Holy shit, what a game, huh?
Holy smoke, we've covered it. We took a look at everything, but some of the predictions, I said, Lamont out, Schmidt in. He came through. Had a double.
Yeah, he did.
Scored a run. I just said, I don't know if you caught it while you were logging in there. I just said to the guys in the chat, I would not mind seeing him play 2 of the 4 on the road in Philly.
Yeah, I'm telling you, don't forget the defensive play that he played at first base there at the what was it, the 9th inning? No.
Yep. 8th.
The 8th inning. He dove for it, got it. Tyler went over there, covered the bag. Man, dude, I tell you what, overpaid is taking care of business. I'm overpaid is taking care of business.
I need to get a new soundbite for that.
I tell you what, dude. 4 runs. He was responsible for 4 of the 5 runs that the Giants scored. If he didn't do what he did, the Giants wouldn't be winning today, man. Look at that. They take a series in New York.
Everybody's got to contribute. And I think he's coming in funny, but he's wrong. I think he's talking about Jung Hoo, the little Japanese guy. He's really good. He's not Japanese. He's not Japanese.
But I'll tell you what, though, man.
Korea.
And what I loved about it is Lee single-handedly picked up Logan Webb, who wasn't having a fantastic game. He was having kind of a dookie game, right?
I thought coming out of the gate here on the show, I said to Tom, I said, that was, to me, Jung Hoo Lee, and the story of the game may read on the headlines, we actually gave Webb some offensive help.
Yeah, there you go, man. Right? How many times have we seen that, Glenn? Where
how many times? Yeah, he goes out with a 2-hitter and loses.
And right. I mean, what 2 starts ago, right? He had 10 strikeouts, couldn't even get the win. There was no offense. But single-handedly, Jung Hoo Lee took care of it. Look, took advantage of the short porch and right? But that's okay. I'll still take it. Is that going to be a home run in a lot of other ballparks? Probably not. But look, it is what it is. He got 3 home runs in a series, Glenn. 3 home runs in a series. He's batting a cool 350-something. Man, dude. I mean, right?
Dude, 2 things I called this offseason. I'm not getting much credit, but that's okay. That's okay.
Yep.
I said Jung Hoo Lee was not overpaid.
Yep.
I said he would bat 324. He's, a 355 today?
Something like that. Yeah.
And although he didn't hit one today, guys, where would we be without Wilmer Flores? I think the start to the season revolves around Flores and Lee.
Right now it is. Here in the beginning of the season it is. A lot more baseball to be played, but as it stands right now, yes, it's Jung Hoo Lee and Flores. Flores didn't have much of a game today, but still he was out there taking care of business since the season started. And
Scoreboard update. San Diego's just scored again. It's 5-0. The San Diego Padres lead Colorado. That is not unexpected, but Padres continue to win. We got to win, Eric. If we're going to keep pace all season, dude, especially early. I was talking to Tom about we're winning. Dude, we're winning on the road.
Yeah, do you see what the road record is?
Favorable conditions. So you don't want anybody to get hurt. That's my main fact. Like Friday night's game. And no business playing. I mean, God, there could have been a snowstorm breakout at Yankee Stadium on Friday night.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the way guys get hurt.
If I'm not mistaken, aren't the Giants like 8-2 on the road? 8-2 on the road.
Now you're talking.
8-2 on the road. I mean, that's
but we all saw that coming, Eric.
Oh, and hey, you know what? I don't know if you talked about another individual. There's another individual that was out there and was pretty damn dominant. Hayden Birdsong coming out of the bullpen.
They said he was he out of the bullpen. He looked great.
Woo! Dude, this guy he's a force to be reckoned with.
The only flip was he hit Judge, but if he got a strikeout afterwards. You got to put Judge on. At the end of the day, he was a hit batter. You move on.
Is it 7-2? Are you sure? I thought it was 8-2, but I could be wrong because I thought they were 6-1. Weren't they 6-1 coming into New York? Maybe not. I can't remember.
No, I think they were 5-1. We started with a 6-game road trip.
That's what it was. 5-1. Okay, my bad. Thank you, Spencer. But still 7-2. That's just
Spencer knows his stuff.
But I tell you what, I don't know what we should do with Hayden Birdsong. As much as I want him to be a starter, is he going to be better coming out of the bullpen at this? I don't know, man. Because the guy comes in and just shuts it down. Oh, you know that's a huge. There's some value to that.
Eric, I could see though if we've got problems with Verlander or Hicks, and I'm not convinced yet that either one's going the distance.
I hear he's young. And you
can see Birdsong squeeze right back in. I liked what I saw from him last year, and if he can carry what he's doing in this bullpen back to the starting role, man, we've got something. We got something valuable.
Yeah, maybe. It's going to be fun to watch. That's the beauty of this game. It's fun to watch. I'm not gonna sit here and try to even debate that yet because it's just too damn early. But man, I'm liking what I'm seeing from young Hayden Birdsong. Guys,
this is the first time in years. Maybe even more so than our 106 win season, Eric. Just in 21. This is where I get up in the morning. I'm looking forward. I'm already looking forward. Opening pitch can't come soon enough in Philly for me.
Right.
I'm excited. So tomorrow, the 11-4 Giants will throw Landon Roop against Taijuan Walker. So you got a couple of right-handers. The Phillies. They're not exactly off to a torrid pace. 9-6. They got throttled today, 7-0. So I said, okay, that isn't exact. I like to see a team win. Some guys say, oh, I hope we go against them when they're losing. I'd rather they come in with 2 or 3 wins before we face them and get it out of their system.
Yeah, right. I hear you. But that's good.
Bank Park tomorrow night. 5:45 start, guys.
The good thing is, starting the series, the Giants are coming in on a high, and the Phillies are coming in on a low.
Yeah,
so
that's true.
That could kind of help. Now, Taijuan Walker is hittable. Come on, you should be able to take care of Taijuan Walker. What is the rest of the pitching? Hold on.
Okay, you got Verlander coming up on Tuesday night, Eric.
Going against two.
Let's see. On Wednesday, Robbie Ray is back on the hill. So we're cycling through pretty quick there.
But do we know who the Phillies are throwing after Taijuan
absolutely.
Walker?
Can I go backward if you don't mind? I've got it in front of me. Robbie Ray up against Nola on Wednesday. Tuesday, I mentioned it's Verlander up against Luzardo.
Okay, he had a good outing his last outing.
And Luzardo's 2-0 with a whopping 150 ERA early, but it is what it is. And then tomorrow night, I mentioned that it is Landon Roop and Taijuan Walker. So those are your pitching matches.
So Thursday, there's a 4-game. Thursday must be
I'm looking,
Wheeler.
but I didn't see anything. Let me check again.
It's been
updated. Hicks against
Wheeler, right?
Christopher Sanchez. We
missed Wheeler.
But
we still got Nola. All right, we'll see. If they come out with a split against Philly, I'm okay with that.
I don't care. The way they're playing, you can throw anybody. You can throw 2 pitchers against us. I don't care.
Yeah.
Dude.
I tell you.
But I'm you know what? I'm pumped up today. Big win. We take 2 of 3 at Yankee Stadium. I'm trying not to, in the back, the little man in the back of your mind, the little voice, it's saying, don't get carried away.
Right.
Every day, people are geez, we got
it's easy to do. Look, man, it's baseball. It's easy to do that. Like I said, you're going to ride the ups and try to get through the lows. That's just the way it is, man. That's the thing about baseball. One day, man, you think you're going to go to the World Series. The next day, you think, hey, they got to burn it down.
We're riding the highs, though, Eric. We're riding the highs right now, and yet this season, 2025, we have yet to ride a low. There haven't been 3, 4, 5, even more lengthy, losing streaks. We haven't had a losing streak. We lose one, we bounce back, win 2 out of 3 or 3 out of 4. This is Eric. Don't underestimate. Don't sleep on the San Francisco Giants. I can't believe I'm saying that.
I know, man. I'm telling you, they're playing some really good baseball. That's just look. You're not going to win every single game, so that's why I try not to flip out over one game. Now, when you start losing a few in a row, or you lose a series here, if you lose a couple of series in a row, then you start going, okay, hey, what's going on? Let's go. Come on. Let's get it together. So far, they've only lost one series, and that's it, man.
Robert, every single player that's suited up for the Giants has been special. Come on, man.
Yeah.
This team, every Giants club.
Hey.
You know what?
All the power to
I
them.
got to give it to you. So when Dean says our lowest point so far was getting shut out by Green and Lodolo, I take those games, Eric, and go, you're not going to win 162. You tip your hat, better pitcher.
Yeah, man, you're going up against an ace, and then look, it's sometimes you can beat them, sometimes you don't. And
it is what it is.
It sucked that we lost the series to the Reds, but I'm not so down in the dumps as losing to Green.
No. I was disappointed we lost yesterday. In my opinion, the way we lost it, not going to the bullpen earlier, but you're going to, if you and I are going to live our life thinking that we're not going to be doing shows talking about losses, then we're in the wrong business, buddy.
Yeah, I know. It's part of the game, man.
Yeah. So the road trip continues. We go to Philly, and then, geez, the Angels are playing some good ball too. They make so many good off-season moves. What I thought was going to be a tough road trip, knocking on wood, Eric, or whatever this is, chipboard, cheap stuff from IKEA. Who's not a sponsor,
I got you.
I guess I can say that. This road trip's just underway, but a nice way to start it. It's not going to be easy.
We talked about it, months ago. Hey, this is going to be a tough road trip. Well, look at that. The good thing is they caught the Yankees when they're kind of on the down because of their rotation. Now, Rodon, he did good, right? He kept the Giants at bay, except for Jung Hoo Lee. Once it got to that sixth inning, that was it. That 3-run shot that basically demoralized the Yankees there. But man, he went out there, threw a good game. But hey, all it took is that one pitch, and Lee made him pay, and that was awesome. And that was the game right there.
Piggyback off what you said, we're also going to hit the Philadelphia Phillies pitching staff and a nice little part of the schedule, right?
Well, I don't know. There's not a lot of guys that are hurt. They're pretty healthy.
Oh, well, they're strong. 9-6. I mean, we're off to a better start. I'm happy with it the way it is.
Yeah.
I said to Tom, I was talking to Tom because, it's so good that you missed. Did you catch any of it before you got in?
No, I didn't get a chance to.
Tom is great. So we talked about Jung Hoo Lee, and I said, I watched a foul ball, top of the 8th inning when we were up. I forget who hit it. It was a long weekend series. But nonetheless, somebody sliced one down right field. Holy crap. All you got to do is flip your wrist. And, I mean, he missed a home run. It went foul, but it was like a couple of feet. I'm like, holy cow. He goes, there's no dimensions in baseball like right field at Yankee Stadium.
Yeah, ain't that the truth?
Yeah. So Jung Hoo Lee
took advantage of it, man. That's what you got to do.
I like it. I don't want him to have too much success in Yankee Stadium, and I'm going to tell you why. We don't have him forever, Eric. He's not like one of these guys come over on a 6-year plan. So, listen, don't fight. Jung-Hoo, don't fall in love with Yankee Stadium, okay? That's all I'm saying.
Right, yeah, because in another 3 years, man, he's gonna hit free agency.
The bright
he's
lights.
He's gonna hit free agency, man. And if the Giants decide not to break it off for him, again, we're projecting years away, so we don't know where it could go. But if he's playing pretty damn good, you better be willing to pay this kid a lot.
I got a Sunday afternoon question for you. So I've already talked about the game. You can add whatever you want at this point of the show. I've already been on for close to an hour. We've got a lot of it covered. So I'll ask you this, Eric. Jung-Hoo's numbers, what he's doing right now. There were so many people, and I'm not going to get into the people who said, Korean pitching is like AA pitching. Blah,
hey,
blah, blah.
I said it.
Well, that's why I didn't want to bring it up.
It's all good. I don't care.
Your nose in it like the cat, That's how I train.
Wilmer, I don't care.
Wilmer's asleep here. Wilmer's here today. No camera time. He's sleeping, taking a snooze after.
Hey, I admit, man, I didn't think he was going to be. I thought it was going to be a couple of years. I thought maybe he'd be able to do something. But yeah, man, the dude he's special right now.
So my question is, if he is doing what he's doing right now, Eric, and he's parlaying what he did overseas. He hasn't missed a beat.
Sure.
Do you try to lock him up now and get it over, or is it too early?
Too early, man. Boris and hey, again, he wanted an opt-out. He wanted an opt-out after 4 years for a reason. So I don't see him. You never know. It's up to the player. If he's happy, he could go reach out to the Giants. Hey, I really like it here. How about we talk about just getting rid of that opt-out and then give me a 10-year deal? I don't know. I'm just talking, but
I wouldn't be disappointed. And I've said it. I said it before you caught in a number of things. I mean, I'm just repeating myself, but how many times in the offseason did I tell you, I told Greg Skaters, I said, we can bring in all these, the Verlander. I said, nobody's paying to see Verlander. I don't think anybody's paying to see Webb. I said, we need the guy who's your gate.
Yeah, I know. I get it. It's hard to, and look,
he's your gate right now.
The Giants.
He is going to be, everybody, whether you're a ball fan or not, give it another year. Everyone in the Bay Area say Jung Hoo Lee, the Giant.
Yeah, I tell you one thing. Look, the Giants had one pitcher who electrified that people paid to go see, and that was Tim. Big time Timmy Jim.
Timmy.
He was the guy that people would pay admission to go watch,
Let
right?
Timmy smoke. Yeah.
Now, what you want to do is you want to have a position player who's out there every single day, not every fifth day, but every single day. And Lee right now is fulfilling that want and that need in the San Francisco Giants fan base. So hey, let's see what happens, man.
Dude, it sucks. It's not by choice, but I'm here in Winnipeg right now. We'll get into that maybe on a military history someday, buddy. But I had a briefer than I expected 6-month trip to the Bay. So I'm here back after 2 weeks. But being at the Giants, I went to all but one game in our recent homestand.
Yeah, I think he missed that one afternoon, I think. Yeah.
And dude, you have no idea. TV does not do it justice. When he's at the plate and it's just Jung Hoo Lee, Jung Hoo. And when was the last time you saw, they had the
nobody
court up in Seattle where he's got his own fan. Did you see them? They're doing
there's a hey, we got one in here. They started up a new one
it.
too. Look at this guy right here. Jung Ho Show. The Holy Chip fan club. He says there's about 7 of them. It's a different fan. There's multiple fan clubs that are supporting this guy. And look at that. He just bought 4 Lee jerseys. Also a pair of Lee basketball. Dude, this guy he's bought in.
Hardcore.
He's bought in, dude.
Yeah.
Look, that's the thing. That's what talent brings. It brings out people wanting to support. If you're out there and you're not really doing it, well, then guess what? You don't get that excitement. Look, I mean, think about it. And I said this already. He's bigger than Willie Adames, and Willie Adames was the guy they broke open the bank for.
And
pretty amazing.
Robert, I was one of them. People questioned Melvin when he had Lee batting third. The only
we all did.
I did. So listen, I'll admit defeat. However, I do have a question mark with the leadoff spot.
Yeah, I don't know who the leadoff guy needs to be. I don't know who the leadoff.
What do we do there? Do you give Schmidt?
I don't know.
Do you let Schmidt take it if he can do his Schmidt things every day
as a leadoff?
Dude, if
the
guy gets Schmidt, I saw him last week. He got on with a double, the Reds game Tuesday night, I believe. Monday night, Tuesday night. He had a double, a single. Scored.
You know what I like what he's doing
Today he got on.
You know what he's doing?
Scored.
He's using the whole field. He's not pulling the ball anymore. He's going to right field, man. I love that approach because you know what that tells me? He's going with the pitch. He's not trying to freaking yank that son of a bitch over the wall.
Dude,
I love it.
Preach it. You preach. That's your ball game right there.
Yes. Don't worry about it. They will come. Trust me. If you got a good eye and you have a good approach, the ball's going to eventually go over the fence. But go out there, hit those doubles. As a matter of fact, Lee, I don't know if it's changed today, but I know they said last night he leads the league in doubles. And I'm fine with that. I could care less if he hits the home runs. If he's hitting those doubles and getting those key hits, that's all I care about.
You know what? We're lucky. We're in a position right now where if you're going to get those extra base hits, the home runs are a bit of a shock for me.
Yeah. Well, you got to remember.
Ramos is going to get you home runs and he hits doubles, but Ramos will have that 2-strike approach too. I think he is one of our most educated hitters in the lineup. Ramos.
he's kind of slumping a little bit. He needs
but he has no problem. He has no problem taking the pitch the other way. None of the Giants are afraid to. Maybe Chapman. But when I'm at the games or I catch them on TV now for the next few months, they're not afraid to go the other way, Eric.
And that's fine.
I'm
okay with
that. First base. Yeah. Wilmer's doing that. Dude,
yeah,
Wilmer's got 6 home runs, and he'll pop one over there.
Yeah,
he will. The wrists, man. He sees that open gap. Boom. And
there
that's
you go.
the way this Giants, if they're going to try to do what they did last year, the year before, they want to get up there and grip it and rip it. We're not going to win.
Yeah, you're gonna strike out more times than you're hitting the ball over the fence. So yeah, right.
Big word you brought up.
Yeah.
Cutting down on the K's.
Yeah, they got to, and that's what you look. You put the ball in play, a lot of things can happen. Not all the time, but they should be able to.
I was happy today we didn't get a look at Fitzgerald, and we didn't get a look at your buddy there, Lamont Wade Jr. So I thought it was a good day. Right off the bat.
Yeah, and then I don't know. Again, this is something we'll probably talk about, guys. Tonight, 8:00 Hot Corner. We'll do a series recap of what the Giants did in New York. But we need to talk about that leadoff spot. Who needs to be as it should we just keep it at Yaz for now? Probably just Yaz. You're gonna have to, because Wade's really not getting anything done. And what are we gonna do with Wade? What are we gonna do with Wade?
But I have a feeling when we do the show tonight, when you tune in, guys, we'll be joined by I don't even know who's going to be here from probably Los D again.
That's right, because I think Lou's still back in the Masters, isn't he? So yeah, Lou may not be with us.
But I have a feeling that Dan is going to try to sell us on Schmidt every day.
That's fine,
but that's okay.
That's okay. I could care less. I think he probably should be a second and first baseman at this particular time. Third base and shortstop, those guys have been signed long-term. They're not going anywhere, right? They're not. But second and first, maybe there's something there to be said for Schmidt.
I'm not going to change my tune. I still think this is a 79 win. Hey, we're look how many wins we got already. Maybe I'm playing low ball here. 79 wins is my mark. I'm not going to change because we're 3 weeks into the season. I said all off season, and I'm not going to change. And it's coming true, Eric. I told you. I said I'm worried about the right side of the infield, or right side. I didn't included the outfield too for that.
Well, I'll tell you. The thing is
right side. Right side is giving me fits inside.
And the right side, look, and Wade, his defense is still fantastic at first base, so I'm not worried about his bat. That's the problem. Now Fitzgerald, his defense is okay, right? He's decent at second base. I wouldn't say he's fantastic, but he's good. But his bat just isn't doing anything right now. So it's going to be interesting to see what the Giants do going forward.
That's why I said, no, go ahead.
You got to go with the hot bat.
That's why I said just before you signed on my statement and you popped into my green room here. I said, Eric, a lot of the guy, I know you preach, you win with pitching and defense. Somebody came into the chat and brought it up, pitching and defense. Yeah. I said, that's all good and well. But if you got guys, and we've seen it, you got guys who get into our pitching rotation, like Webb, for example. When he throws a 2-hitter and loses, I can only go the pitching and defense route so far. But if you don't,
still got to score runs.
At 100, we ain't gonna win.
You still got to be able to, right. You still got to score more runs than the other team.
Because I'm going to talk 100 averages on the hot corner tonight, Eric.
Oh, I'm sure you are.
Not letting go of that. 4 guys, 5 guys now. If you factor out a cost plate today, he's batting a nice, cool, but small sample size.
Yeah, the dude's only started like 2 or 3 games, so
I know, but it helps bolster my.
But he had a big hit. If he didn't get that hit, the guy, who knows? Because right?
Yeah.
So
what are you up to today? Were you watching the game? You're always a busy Sundays.
Oh yeah, I was watching the game. Absolutely, that was a fantastic game, man.
You said your prayers and you went off to watch some baseball. I love it, baby. Man. And then the hot corner tonight, 8:00.
Yeah. All right, guys. Yeah. Hot corner tonight, 8:00. Join us again. We'll be over there on between us and Dan. I'm not sure who Dan's going to have over there. Maybe it'll be Los. Who knows? Somebody maybe. We'll see. But it should be a good show.
Holy shit! It's Jung Hoo Lee.
Yeah, exactly. Unbelievable. That's going to be the big topic. Absolutely. All right, man. You ready to get out of here?
Eddie, I've been here longer than you today.
I know you have.
You carry my golf bag, and I'll carry yours once in a while, buddy. As the Masters continues, I bet Lou's having a great time.
Absolutely.
I started it. You take us on out of here.
All right, hey guys, see you tonight, 8:00. The hot corner. Let's go. Woo!
You've been watching Giant Sports Talk Live with Eric and Glenn, a Northern Lights Entertainment Broadcasting production.